Hello, my name is Ira Monco. I'm a sales engineer specialist at UiPath, and in this series we're going to be talking about insights, more specifically how it works. In this video we're going to discuss how best to measure performance using insights. The first type of performance that we can measure is runtime. How quickly are our processes and or our queues processing their transactions? Let's drill in and see what this looks like for processes. What I'm displaying here is the robot name, the job start time, the job end time, and the total runtime in seconds. With that data, I can plot on a timeline to better understand when my robots are being utilized and when they aren't. Next, we'll take a look at how best to monitor return on investment. There are two ways to do this. The first is within Insights itself, and here we have the ability to look at the business ROI based on processes and the business ROI based on queues. The other way that we can calculate ROI is through Automation Hub. With Insights built in business ROI calculations, the first thing that we need to do is come in and define the ROI data set. This is available for process and for queue. The key difference here is a process is intended to run one time and a queue is expected to have multiple iterations. So the calculation is a little bit different, but we set it up in a similar way. You'll notice we have each of the processes listed and its display name. The first two columns here are required. What we want to define is how long it would take somebody to manually do the process and how much do we pay that resource. With these two variables, we're able to contrast the manual time to the automated time. The additional columns that you see here are all optional, but what that allows us to do is add new variables to the algorithm when we're making our ROI calculation. So in this case, we're expecting that each time the process runs, there's a dev cost of $1. We could also use something like number of full-time employees as a multiplier. So in this case, it only took 1, but if there were 2, we could simply multiply by 2. Setting up the queues is very similar. For each queue name, we need to define how long would it take to manually process one transaction and what does that resource cost. Once again, we have the ability to add additional variables. Once those are defined, we can go into our UiPath templates folder and we can take a look at either the business ROI based on processes or business ROI queues based on queues to understand what is our cost savings. Each of these dashboards will show us what was the time saved, what was the money saved, and how well are we doing against our goal. With Insights, we also have the ability to monitor the performance of specific use cases. We'll discuss how that works with document understanding. We have two dashboards that are ready out of the box. One is the overview dashboard. This shows us the total number of workflows, time saved, and number of processed documents. We also have a project-specific dashboard, which will show us process-specific documents processed, framework components specific to document understanding, which are classification, validation, extraction, and training. There are some prerequisites before beginning to use these dashboards. If you're using Studio Web, it's already taken care of. If you're in Studio, you need to have the minimum Studio version 22.10, and you need to enable telemetry data. You can do that from settings, general telemetry, send anonymous usage data. And you need to use the document understanding activities using the following versions: Intelligent OCR package 6.5, DUML package 1.17, and the document understanding package 2.2. From the UiPath templates folder, we can get access to the project and the process dash. Once we begin running our DU automations with the correct packages, we're able to see, using our out-of-the-box templates, things like time saved, the time for all workflows run, the projects, the pages processed. We can also adjust these calculations. So right now, we're saying is we believe manually it would take 300 seconds per document. Well, if we simply adjust the slider, now we can see how that would affect our total numbers. From the document understanding processes dashboard, we can get an overview of all our processes, or we can filter on a specific process. We can also set the period, and once again, we can define how long we think it would manually take to process each document. And here, we can see for the processes, each of the different sections: human validation, digitization, classification, extraction, and training. Thank you, and to learn more, go to uipath.com/insights.